Hey, y'all. Welcome to the Friday Night Live. Hey, y'all. Welcome to. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Happy Friday. I hope you all are doing well. Please say hello. Let me know that you're tuned in. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your Friday to tune in. Y'all, tonight's episode is a real good one. I need to share some information with you that I feel like we all need to know. I give you all a few minutes to hop on, and then we'll get started. All right. Again, thank you all so much for supporting Andrea Speaks TV. I want to say a welcome to all of my new subscribers, my new supporters. And I want to say a thank you to my continued subscribers, continued supporters. Okay. I know that this is the hour where many people, some people may still be working. Some of you may just be getting settled in, right? Hello. Thank you all to everyone watching. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. Okay, please say hello. Let me know that you tune in. Y'all, tonight's episode is going to be a good one. I'm just glad to be able to come on live with you all. I told you all I've been under the weather recently. Hi, Junior Mustang. Thank you so much. I'm doing much better. I hope you are well, and I hope your family is well. Listen, y'all, tonight's episode is a good one. I know I keep saying that. Y'all, so much is going on. Okay. The title of tonight's topic. Okay, I would like for you to put your thoughts in the comments, but I want to know your thoughts on this. I want to know your thoughts on this. How safe is your money in the bank? Okay. Do you know some of the things that are happening now with some of these banks? Are you aware? Have you heard of some of the things that happened even today? Okay, there was some news, some financial news that was reported today. Are you all aware of some of the things that have happened in the banking industry? Okay, if not, let me see. I'm actually parked. Y'all can see I'm parked. So let me take off this seatbelt and get a little bit comfortable. Maybe I'll slide my seat up a little bit closer. Okay. So for everyone who's watching, whether you're watching now live or if you're watching the replay, let me know, how safe do you think your money is in the bank? How safe? Do you think it's safe? Do you think it's not safe? And if you would, please let me know why you feel that way, okay? All right, so I know sometimes it take a minute for you all to type and get your thoughts together. So I give you a few minutes to type, okay, while I pull up my sources. As a matter of fact, let me just there was some people talking in the parking lot. I had to see what was going on, y'all. You know, you have to keep your head on swivel. So if y'all see me looking around, which I'm in a straight area, right? I'm in a safe area, you know, safe, you know, what I would consider is safe. So when I hear like a lot of commotion, you know, I have to look around and see exactly what's going on. Okay. All right. So I'm going to, hold on just a minute. Y'all look like my internet is slowing down. All right. So let me go back. And I'm going to actually pin a question in the chat. And I would like for you all to respond to the question, okay? Hold on, I tried to type something. I was trying to type and then I don't know what happened, but it just kind of all just went out of whack here. Thank you all for your patience as I'm working through some technical difficulties here. I don't know what's going on, y'all. I was trying to type something in the chat. I'm on my iPad and I guess maybe my fingers hit the wrong key. Okay, let me remove my comment. Okay, so the question that I'm asking is, how safe is your money? Hello, everyone who's tuning in. Thank you all so much for being here. How safe is your money in the bank? Okay. And I want to ask you all to comment. Hello, everyone. Welcome in the room. Thank you all for being here. All right, so I just posted a question. It should pop up. How safe is your money in the bank? Comment below, okay? I would like to know your thoughts. Okay, let's see. Someone shared, I only keep enough money in the bank to cover a couple of months worth of bills. The rest is with me. Let's see. Hi, Captain. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome. I have none, but probably not safe. Okay. Yep. And that's part of my topic for today, Junior Mustang. Banks. Okay, what is happening? Y'all, there's this, I wish y'all could see it. There's this big mosquito. You see it's starting to get dark, right? There was this huge mosquito that just landed on the windshield of my vehicle and it just caught my attention. I'm like, ah. But it flew away, okay? Y'all know those big mosquitoes, right? I don't know what they're called, or, I mean, duh, it's a mosquito, but it's a little bit bigger, right? It's a little bit bigger than normal, okay? They have the long legs. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Y'all, some breaking news came out, right? Hello, everyone who's watching. Thank you all so much. Welcome. Thank you for taking time out of your Friday to tune in here on Andrea Speaks TV. Y'all, before I get started with tonight's topic, let me say this, y'all. The weather in the South in Georgia where I am is crazy, okay? It was raining yesterday. It was cold this morning, like you needed a coat on outside. Then it started to get warm, right? Still, it's like a cool breeze. So like I have on a cardigan. I usually wear a cardigan, right? Then it started to get warm, right? And now it's starting to get cool. So this type of weather, you know, it's easy to trigger like sinus issues and things like that. The pollen is just crazy. It's like you can see the pollen in the air, pollen on the vehicles. Is it like that in y'all area, or is it just here in Georgia? Y'all please let me know, okay? Is the weather crazy where you are? And I say crazy, but you know, severe weather. It seems like it changes and you know, things like that. So y'all, I want to let me see. I want to go ahead and let's see. I want to talk about a few topics tonight. I want to talk about how safe is our money in the bank. There used to be a time where, um, people would, and I'm just saying this, but of course, people may have a difference of opinion. There was a time where, people would go into the bank before all the online banking, right? Okay, I remember the days before online banking. And, people would go in, they would make their deposits. Maybe, I'm talking about you, okay? There used to be a time where people had or placed a great deal of faith in banks, right? And by that, I mean they would go in, they would have their typical checking account, savings account, maybe a money market account, a certificate of deposit or a CD, maybe several different investments, even a safe deposit box. Okay, you all ever heard of a safe deposit box? People would, save money. All of those things, right? Open all of those different banking products and establish relationships with banks. Then you had a time period, and I'm not talking about one specific time period, right? We also know in history, okay, there are certain groups of people who at certain times did not have any trust in banks, primarily, and I'm talking about Black Americans. There was a time where it was very hard, okay, if it was very hard or even not even possible to open a bank account at different banking institutions. And therefore, as a result, people learn to, keep their money at home in safes, or, some people keep money under the mattress, and, shoe boxes, different things like that. And the time that we're in now, well, let me fast forward to how many years ago? 14, 15 years ago, 2008. When a lot of financial institutions failed, they saw a collapse, and other periods in time, right? Well, here we are in 2023, y'all, and another bank failure. Okay, banks are still failing. I want to talk to you about a story that came out today, and Silicon Valley Bank. Okay, Silicon Valley Bank fails after run on deposits. So I'm not trying to scare you, of course, right? I just want to make you aware, hey, these are the things that are going on that may or may not affect you, whether currently or in the future. But I want you to realize, hey, these are the things that are going on. And with that knowledge, okay, knowing this is currently happening, use this knowledge to make a plan for you and your family. Okay, that's the purpose of me talking about this, y'all. I want you to think about, how safe is your money in the bank? How safe is your money in the bank? What happens if you need to go in, let's say make a withdrawal, or you have a debit card and you need to use your debit card and you don't have access to your money? How would that make you feel? Junior Mustang says, when you deposit your money, it is now the property of the bank, not yours. That's why you have to ask permission to withdraw. Wow. That's something to think about, right? And I even want to add to that, that banks, I'll say this, some ATMs are actually limiting how much you can withdraw. There were, of course, withdrawal limits, but they're becoming more strict. They're becoming stricter with the daily withdrawal limits. Okay, so I want you to think about it as I share this information with you. I hope you all can still see me. Maybe I need to put my phone a little bit closer. As I share this information, right, I want you to think about just how safe is your money in the bank. So let me bring it a little bit closer. Let's see. Okay, it's starting to get dark, y'all. I think I should be okay like this. Listen, y'all. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, okay, that's the FDIC. The abbreviation FDIC stands for Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, took control of the bank's assets on Friday. Talking about today, y'all. We're talking about Silicon Valley Bank. The failure raised concerns that other banks could face problems too. Okay, so not only do I want us to think about how safe is our money at the banks, but think about just how strong is the bank that you bank at. Okay, are they in any type of, and this is where it could take you doing your own research, finding out exactly, looking at the financial statements of the bank, just finding out, are they a good, strong bank, right? Listen, y'all. Okay. One of the most prominent lenders in the world of technology, startup. Okay, let me start over, y'all. One of the most prominent lenders in the world of technology startups, struggling under the weight of ill-fated decisions and panicked customers, collapsed on Friday. Today, y'all. Today is Friday, right? We're talking about today. Collapsed on Friday, forcing the federal government to step in. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation said on Friday that it would take over. Listen, y'all. Some of us who have been around a little bit longer, we've seen this happen before, right? But this story is pretty concerning. Listen, y'all. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation said on Friday, today, that it would take over Silicon Valley Bank, which is a 40-year-old institution based in Santa Clara, California. The bank's failure, listen, y'all, the bank's failure is the second largest in U.S. history and the largest since the financial crisis of 2008. Remember earlier in the video, I spoke about the financial institutions failing in 2008. A lot of people have said, in the research I've done, maybe some of you even feel this way. A lot of events that we're seeing in today's, in the current times today, many events remind some of us of some of the same events that we saw in 2008, 2009, when there was, the big housing crash and financial institution crash. So the bank failure today, talking about Silicon Valley Bank, right? Silicon Valley Bank is not only the second largest in U.S. history. Think about that, y'all. In U.S. history, the second largest bank failure in U.S. history. Not only is it the second largest in U.S. history, it is also the largest since the financial crisis of 2008. All right. The move put nearly $175 billion, with a B, billion dollars in customer deposits under the regulator's control. While the swift downfall of the nation's 16th largest bank evoked memories of the global financial panic of a decade and a half ago, it did not immediately touch off fears of widespread destruction in the financial industry or the global economy. Silicon Valley Bank's failure came 2 days, y'all, 2 days after its emergency moves to handle withdrawal requests. Listen, y'all, this is where the customers come in. Listen, y'all. Silicon Valley Bank's failure came 2 days after its emergency moves to handle withdrawal requests and a precipitous decline in the value of its investment holdings shocked Wall Street and depositors, sending its stock careening, meaning just going down, okay, at a fast rate. The bank, which had $209 billion in assets at the end of 2022, had been working with financial advisors until Friday morning to find a buyer, a person with knowledge of the negotiations said, okay? While the woes facing Silicon Valley Bank are unique to it, a financial contagion appeared to spread through parts of the banking sector, prompting Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, I believe someone mentioned her earlier. Well, I thought I heard something, y'all. That's a dog barking. I think y'all. Okay, that is a dog. So I'm in a area where there's like a lot of shops, right? And I guess maybe somebody had to go in one of the stores and they left their dog in the car and a few cars down. So when I heard it, I'm like, okay, again, y'all keeping your head on swivel, seeing what's going on. Okay. All right. Thank y'all for sticking with me. So someone earlier mentioned Janet Yellen, right? Okay. So prompting Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen to publicly reassure investors that the banking system was resilient. Is that true now? How is it that this bank is the second largest bank failure in U.S. history and the largest since the financial crisis of 2008? Can we really believe her? Okay. 2008, the government did. Okay, Junior Mustang says in 2008, the government did a bank bailout, but the government said it will not do it this time. So these banks will have to do a bail-in, which means they will take your money to pay their bills. Wow, I did not know that. I need to do some research about that. But again, y'all think about this, okay? If what you're saying is true, Junior Mustang, and the government is not going to bail them out, where's the money going to come from? Okay, but Janet Yellen, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, is reassuring investors that the banking system was resilient, okay? Investors dumped stocks of peers of Silicon Valley Bank, including First Republic, Signature Bank, and Western Alliance, many of which cater to startup clients and have similar investment portfolios, okay? They talked about trading, and shares of at least 5 banks were halted repeatedly throughout the day as their steep declines triggered stock exchange volatility limits. By comparison, some of the nation's largest banks appeared more insulted from the fallout. After a slump on Thursday, shares of JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, and Citigroup all were generally flat on Friday. Y'all, please stick around. I have some news about Wells Fargo. Boy, did they make a lot of people mad today, okay? I also made a post on our community tab. I took a screenshot of a message that was in the app concerning, Wells Fargo and the message that they put out. So please stick around. Don't leave yet. I got to talk to y'all next about what is going on with Wells Fargo. Y'all, a lot of these banks, and I will say this, I've talked about it before on the channel, and this is another topic. This is a whole nother topic, right? But with the whole climate change initiative, there's some way, and I don't know, some of you all can talk about this, ESG. I'm still doing my research. I'm learning, y'all, okay? I hopefully I'm helping you all and I'm teaching you all things, but at the same time, you all teach me. I believe there's something called ESG, and some kind of way they're trying to tie it in with banks and maybe get banks to somehow implement it. I hope I'm using the right acronym. Maybe something else that I'm talking about. I need to do my research. But there's some states who are saying, hey, we're not going to do business with this bank if they choose to get themselves involved in the whole climate initiative, okay? Let me keep reading, y'all. Hold on, because I made a mistake and clicked off the article, okay? So stick around. I have some news about Wells Fargo that I want to share, okay? Again, asking the question, y'all, how safe is our money at these banks, okay? How strong are the banks that we're banking at, okay? The biggest banks operate in a vastly different world. Their capital requirements are more stringent, and they also have far broader deposit bases that bank with Silicon Valley, which do not attract masses of retail customers. Regulators have also tried to keep the big banks from focusing too heavily in a single area of business, and they have largely stayed away. Oh, y'all, it's getting dark now. They have largely stayed away from riskier assets like cryptocurrencies, okay? Let's see. Okay, the former chair of the FDIC, Miss Bear, had this to say, and I quote, "I don't think that this is an issue for the big banks. That's the good news. They're diversified." Okay, so they're trying to say that because other banks, bigger banks, larger banks, are more diversified, they may not be at such a risk. But again, y'all, my question is, can we really believe that? How safe is our money at the banks, y'all? Okay, if you're finding the information in this video to be helpful, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up, like this video, share this video. And if you just happen to find this video and you say, well, you know what, I like the information you're sharing, hit the subscribe button and join our community, okay? Listen, y'all, on Friday, Miss Yellen, Janet Yellen, Treasury Secretary, discussed the issues surrounding Silicon Valley Bank with banking regulators, according to a statement from the Treasury Department, okay? Representatives from the Federal Reserve and the FDIC also held a bipartisan briefing for members of Congress organized by Maxine Waters, okay, a Democrat from California, and the ranking member of the House Financial Services Committee, according to a person familiar with the matter, okay? Silicon Valley Bank's downward spiral accelerated with incredible speed this week but its troubles have been brewing for more than a year. Okay, founded in 1983, the bank had long been a go-to lender for startups and their executives. Okay, though the bank advertised itself as, and I quote, a partner for the innovation economy, end quote, some decidedly old-fashioned decisions led to this moment. Flush with cash from high-flying startups that had raised a lot of money from venture capitalists, Silicon Valley Bank did what all banks do. It kept a fraction of the deposits on hand and invested the rest with hopes of earning a return. In particular, the bank put a large share of customer deposits. Listen, y'all, this is how they use the customers' deposits now. In particular, the article that I'm reading says, the bank put a large share of customer deposits into long-dated treasury bonds and mortgage bonds, which promised modest, steady returns when interest rates were low. Okay, when interest rates were low. Listen, y'all. Hold on just a minute. Okay, the article says that had worked well for years. The bank's deposits doubled to 102 billion at the end of 2020 from 49 billion in 2018. Okay, so they had a pretty good increase there. 1 year later, in 2021, it had $189.2 billion in its coffers as startups and technology companies enjoyed heavy profits during the pandemic. Remember when a lot of these startups, where the technology companies saw like a big boost in, a big boost in business because, hey, the whole world, pretty much was moving virtual, right? But the article says it brought huge amounts of bonds just before the Federal Reserve began to raise interest rates a little more than a year ago, then failed to make provisions for the possibility that interest rates would rise very quickly. Now think about this, y'all. Okay. Jerome Powell, right? Who is the oh my God, y'all, what is his title? He's the chairman of the Treasury Department. Let me look up his exact title. I don't want to, you all can put it in the comments, right? Jerome Powell, chairman of the Federal Reserve, I believe is his title. Hold on. Yep, chair of the Federal Reserve, right? He has been coming on periodically making statements about raising interest rates. Did they not for once think what type of effect this may have on banks? Hold on, y'all, my light went out right here. Let me see. Now, I just read to you all. Hold on, y'all, trying to get my light right here. I just read to you all the statement that they made about banks, right? Banks and, raising interest rates, what type of effect that may have had on them. So what type of effect that raising interest rates may have had on banks. So why is it that the Federal Reserve raised rates the way that they did? Did they not know that this may have a negative effect on banks, such as this one? Okay. The article says, but it bought huge amounts of bonds just before the Federal Reserve began to raise interest rates a little more than a year ago. Then failed to make provisions for the possibility that interest rates would rise very quickly. Okay, I don't think any of us were expecting that, rates would rise very quickly, right? Okay, as rates rose, the article says those holdings became less attractive because newer government bonds paid more in interest. Okay, that might not have mattered so long as the bank's clients didn't ask for their money back. But because the gusher of startup funding slowed at the same time as interest rates were rising, the bank's clients began to withdraw more of their money. Okay, so they're explaining, y'all. I just explained to you what happened. Okay, what started this whole downward spiral of Silicon Valley Bank. Okay, a notice. They also show a picture of a notice on a door at the Silicon Valley Bank branch in San Francisco, described the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation's actions. Okay, it basically says, press release: FDIC creates a deposit insurance national bank of Santa Clara to protect insured depositors of Silicon Valley Bank, Santa Clara, California. Okay. Now, to pay those redemption quests, the article says Silicon Valley Bank sold off some of its investments. In its surprise disclosure on Wednesday, the bank admitted that it had lost nearly $2 billion, y'all, when it was all but forced to sell some of its holdings. Okay. Let's see. Those fears, the article says, set off investor worries about some of the regional banks like Silicon Valley Bank. Signature Bank is also a lender that caters to the startup community. It's perhaps best known for its connections. Listen, y'all. Now, listen who they are talking about right here. It's perhaps it. I can't talk, y'all. Sorry. It's perhaps best known for its connections to former President Donald Trump and his family. Now, why they want to say that, y'all? Y'all already see how they try to do him, right? They're going to try to say a failed bank is tied to former President Donald Trump, okay? Let's see. Okay, Junior Mustang, let me read your comment here. And you all let me know your thoughts and comments, okay? Banks will close, try to sell their assets in order to give you your money, but the problem is no one wants to buy, so no money for you, okay? They have 99 years to pay you your money that's insured. Wow, I didn't know that. They will pay you only 5 cents on the dollar per year until you have been paid. LOL, people will go crazy. I'm telling you. Let's see. How safe is your money? Well, the rich are withdrawing money fast, so that speaks volume. You're right. And not only withdrawing money, but also moving money around, right? Okay. First Republic Bank, a San Francisco-based lender focused on wealth management and private banking services for high net worth clients in the tech industry, warned, okay, they gave a warning recently that its ability to earn profits is being hampered by rising interest rates. So again, y'all, I'm asking the question. When the Federal Reserve started raising rates by so many quarters of a percentage point, did they not think what type of positive or negative impact, particularly negative impact, this could have on banks, financial institutions, okay? Is this going to be the cause of the downfall or failure of banks? Is it going to be said that banks failed because of rising interest rates? Listen, y'all, okay? So, First Republic Bank, again, a San Francisco-based lender. Hold on, y'all. Now I'm starting to get a little bit hot. Hold on just a minute, y'all. I told y'all this weather in Georgia is crazy. Well, how's the weather in y'all area? Oh, let me, hold on just a minute, y'all. I'm gonna let it run for just a minute. Then I'm gonna cut it off, okay? Are you all enjoying the episode? Please let me know. Please give me some feedback. Let me know your thoughts. If you say, Andrea, this topic is not even important, who cares? You can say that. That's fine, okay? But I think that what I'm doing is helping you in some kind of way. But y'all, again, please stick around because I need to tell you about another story that happened today that had so many people mad they could not even get their money. Their money was not even in their account. Listen, stick around, y'all, okay? So again, First Republic Bank, they based out of San Francisco, warned recently that its ability to earn profits is being hampered by rising interest rates. Okay, its Phoenix-based peer in the wealth management industry, Western Alliance Bank, is facing similar pressures. Okay, separately, another bank, Silvergate, said on Wednesday that it was shutting down its operations and liquidating after suffering heavy losses from its exposure to the cryptocurrency industry. Y'all, what's going on now? I did a video last year or the year before, right? I've had this channel for 2 years now. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the channel. Thank y'all for your support. Listen, y'all, I did a video, and maybe I'll link it at the end of this one, right? But I talked about the rising concerns, right, about cryptocurrency at a time when people were buying this and buying that. And in a lot of ways, even that, parts of different cryptocurrencies, right? We're seeing some shakeups with that as well. Okay, hold on just a minute, y'all. The Fed is crashing the system to usher in, we're going to talk about that too. Wow. Is that what's happening? Do you think that's what's happening? That's a good point. They may say, hey, well, this system isn't working. Let's introduce a new system that we'll be able to better control, and you don't have to worry about this and that. Is this how they're going to try to get us? That's a good point, okay? Let's see. Western Alliance, a spokesperson. Hold on, y'all. Excuse me. Let me get this right here. Okay. A Western Alliance spokeswoman pointed to a news release by the bank on Friday describing the condition of its balance sheet, okay? That's why I say you want to look at these different financial statements from the banks to see, their strength, how strong they are, right? Deposits remain strong. The spokeswoman said asset quality remains excellent. All right. Representatives of Signature and Silicon Valley Bank had no comment. Representatives for the Federal Reserve and FDIC declined to comment. Okay. Some banking experts pointed out that a bank as large as Silicon Valley Bank might have managed its interest rate risk better had parts of the Dodd-Frank financial regulatory package, okay, I got to research that, first time hearing about that, put in place after the 2008 crisis, not been rolled back under President Trump. Okay, wait a minute, y'all. They have said something. Now, twice, okay, I'm reading an article, this is from New York Times. Twice they have mentioned President Trump. So are they going to try to say in some kind of way that he's responsible for what's happening with the banks because of something that he took away or rolled back under his administration? The article says in 2018, President Trump signed a bill that lessened regulatory scrutiny for many regional banks. Silicon Valley Bank's chief executive, Greg Becker, was a strong supporter of the change, which removed the requirement that banks with assets under $250 billion submit to stress testing by the Fed and changed requirements for the amount of cash they had to keep on their balance sheets to protect against shocks. Okay. At the end of 2016, Silicon Valley Bank's asset size was $45 billion. It had jumped to more than $115 billion by the end of 2020. Okay. Wow, that's a good point, Junior Mustang. Okay. The article says Friday's upheaval raised uncomfortable parallels to the 2008 financial crisis. I talked about that. Although it's not uncommon for small banks to fail, the last time a bank of this magnitude unraveled was in 2008 when the FDIC took over Washington Mutual. Okay, so think about that, y'all. The fact that a bank that size, that magnitude failed, should that set off some type of alarm that, wait a minute, something just ain't right about this? Like, what's going on? Are we going to see more of these to come? Why did this happen? Who's responsible? Is it really about rising interest rates? Why would they blame President Trump? Or not, I don't want to say that they're blaming him, but why would they say that many think that it's because of, this, what is it called again? Maybe you want to do your research on this. The Dodd-Frank financial regulatory package put in place after the 2008 crisis had not been rolled back under President Trump. I'm just trying to see, is this how they're going to try to spin the narrative and say, oh, because of something that he rolled back, this is why we're at this point. And I can't say that it's necessarily true or not. I got to do my research, but I just found it interesting how they brought his name up in all of this, right? Pointing the finger, right? Blaming everyone but themselves, okay? Listen, y'all, okay? Customers, let's talk about the customers. Hold on, let me go back. The FDIC rarely takes over banks when the markets are open, preferring to put a failing institution into receivership on a Friday after business is closed for the weekend. But the banking regulator put out a news release in the first few hours of trading on Friday, on today. Hold on just a minute. Did I just lose my place? I've just lost my place, y'all. Hold on, let me scroll back down. But the banking regulator put out a news release in the first hours of trading on Friday saying that it created a new bank, the National Bank of Santa Clara, to hold the deposits and other assets of the failed one. Okay, they created a new bank. I don't know. Is that the protocol? Is that what normally happens? I don't know. The regulator said that the new entity will be operating by Monday and that checks issued by the old bank would continue to clear, while customers with deposits of up to $250,000, again, that's FDIC insurance coverage, the maximum covered by FDIC insurance, that's what I just said, will be made whole. There's no guarantee that depositors with larger amounts in their accounts will get all of their money back. Did y'all just hear what I said? Listen, y'all. While customers, let me come closer right in the screen on this, y'all. While customers, how safe is your money in these banks? Okay, I'm gonna try to get close without getting too close, y'all. Okay, listen, I'm gonna knock on the screen. Hello, can you hear me? Are you paying attention? Listen to this, y'all. While customers, can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? While customers with deposits of up to $250,000, the maximum covered by FDIC insurance, will be made whole. There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that depositors with larger amounts, so let's say you got $300,000 in the bank, right? Okay, you're covered up to 200. Let's do some math right quick, y'all. Okay, follow me along with this, right? Follow along with me. Let's say you have $300,000 in the bank, right? Let's say you have $300,000 at the bank, Silicon Valley Bank. FDIC covers a maximum of $250,000, right? Okay. It's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that you would get your $50,000 extra after the FDIC coverage. Now think about that, y'all. And there may be people that have more than that in the bank. How y'all think those people feel? How would you feel? That's not okay, is it? That's not okay at all. Hold up. That's not okay at all. Okay? And I say it may come across like I'm joking, but this is serious. You're talking about these are people's money. People, how they make a living, how they pay for whatever expenses they need to take care of. We're talking about a huge impact on people's lives here, y'all. That money could be going to another family member, another relative. This ain't nothing funny, y'all, at all, is it? Up to $250,000, that's it. Whatever is over that, there's no guarantee that you would get your money. I'm gonna read it again. Let me come closer, y'all, okay? While customers with deposits of up to $250,000, the maximum covered by FDIC insurance, will be made whole. There's no guarantee that depositors with larger amounts in their accounts will get all of their money back. Did y'all hear what I said? Those customers will be given certificates. Listen to this, y'all. Those customers will be given certificates for their uninsured funds, meaning they would be among the first in line to be paid back with funds recovered while the FDIC holds Silicon Valley Bank in receivership, although they might not get all of their money back. Right. Hey, I got to research that, Junior Mustang. You may be right on that. I need to do my research on that. Listen, y'all. Up to $250,000. If you have more than that, again, there is no guarantee that you would get your money back. Listen to this, y'all. When the California bank IndyMac failed in July 2008, you can do your research, right? Like Silicon Valley Bank, it did not have an immediate buyer. Listen to what happened, y'all. The FDIC held IndyMac, that's INDYMAC, IndyMac, in receivership until March 2009, okay? That's almost close to a year later. And large depositors eventually only received 50% of their uninsured funds back. I'm going to say this again. Listen, y'all, this is an example of what happened when a bank failed and you had more than $250,000, which is the maximum FDIC coverage. This is what happened when you had more than the $250,000 in your account that's covered. IndyMac failed in July 2008. It did not have an immediate buyer. The FDIC held IndyMac in receivership until March 2009, and large depositors eventually only received 50% of their money back. That's half of their money. Let me give y'all some numbers, right? So let's say they had $500,000 in the bank. Okay? That's an extra $250,000 that wasn't covered, right? What is half of $250,000? $125,000. So that means they got $125,000 back, but they lost $125,000. They did not get $125,000 back. Think about that, y'all. That's a lot of money. And for some people, it could have been much more. That's not okay, is it? Is that okay with you? Would it be okay for you to be owed $250? You're supposed to have $250,000. $250,000. That's 250,000. That's how much you're supposed to have. Or you're supposed to get back. You only get back half of that. Would that be okay with you? Let me knock on the screen again. Hello? Would that be okay with you? That would not be okay with me. Think about this, y'all. How safe is your money in these banks? That's the title of the video. I want you to really think about this. Whether you have that much money or not, think about how safe is your money at these banks. I hope am I helping anyone, making you think about, hey, let me find out what's happening in my bank? Please give this video a thumbs up if you feel like this information is helpful, y'all. I'll charge up my phone while I'm here. Okay? Thank you, iCaptain. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, Junior Mustang. When Washington Mutual, the article concludes by saying when Washington Mutual was bought by JP Morgan Chase, account holders were made whole, so they were able to get their money back. But it's still a risk either way, right? All right, y'all. So I won't keep you much longer, but I have to tell you about what happened at Wells Fargo today. Thank you. iCaptain says useful information. Thank you. I feel like it is. Okay, that's why I wanted to share this information with you, y'all. Wells Fargo. Can we talk about Wells Fargo? Speaking of, how safe is your money at these banks? Wells Fargo is in the hot seat today, y'all. Imagine having an account, right? And Friday, we could say that Fridays are paydays for most people, right? Imagine having an account and you're supposed to get your direct deposit. It's not there. Okay, you know that you're supposed to get paid on this particular day, right? Because you done already checked. You may have been counting the days down, okay? You already checked. You know that on this day, at this time, your money's supposed to be in your account. And it's not there. And there's no explanation. Can you imagine being in that position? Have you been in that position before? Y'all, I got to tell you about what's going on at Wells Fargo. We're going to conclude with this. I have enjoyed being on with you all, but let me tell you about Wells Fargo, and then we'll sign out. We've almost been live now for about 50 minutes, right? And I got some more errands to run, y'all. Let me find so Wells Fargo, okay? Wells Fargo. If you've never heard of Wells Fargo, I'm gonna have you do your research on that, right? I want to say they're based out of California. Wells Fargo is saying that and I quote, a technical issue calls customers to report missing deposits. So it's payday, and you know it's payday, but when you check your account, your money's not there. You call your job, hey, where my money at? Why I ain't working for free, where my money at? You call your job like, hey, I ain't got my money. Your job, you know, your HR department or whoever it is that you talk with, right? They like, Mr. Sir, Miss Ma'am, you know, we have right here where we sent the payment through electronically. You know, a lot of places now, it's like they require you to get direct deposit, right? There's no more, hey, here's a paper check. All right, maybe in a few instances, right? Or they make you put your money on a card. They have like some type of card that they contract with where if you don't do direct deposit, you can get your money on a card, right? Do they still do that? They used to do that at one time. Maybe some places still issue checks, but the majority, okay, I would say The number one way that people mostly get paid through their job is with direct deposit. Would you all agree or disagree? Okay, I'm just saying, maybe that I believe so. Okay, I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. I don't know. But y'all, imagine, it's payday, right? Hello, everybody know when they get paid, right? It's payday, right? At this time when you wake up in the morning, after you brush your teeth, right? After you have your coffee, do whatever you do in the morning, you check your account. You already know. As a matter of fact, you know the exact amount that's supposed to be in your account. But when you go to swipe your card, you're like, wait a minute, decline. What you mean decline? I know I'm supposed to have money here. What's going on? You check your account balance and your direct deposit is not there. That's what happened to Wells Fargo customers today, y'all. So Wells Fargo is saying, okay, this is the last story, y'all, and then I'm gonna be done for the night. Thank you all so much for sticking with me. I appreciate you all. It's a nightmare, right? People, think about it. People may have automatic debits coming out. They may have made some type of payment arrangement. They got to take care of that. They got to buy groceries, gas. Hello. And you may want to go out and have a good time. You don't know, people have different things that they do. And your direct deposit ain't there? Oh no, we got a problem now. It's a problem now. Wells Fargo, y'all, is telling their customers, you can look this up, but hey, I want you to hear from me, right? Wells Fargo says that a technical issue caused customers to report missing deposits. Listen to this, y'all. The bank sought to reassure frustrated, rightfully so, right? It's a problem. Frustrated customers that their accounts remained secure and said it was working to resolve the issue. Listen, y'all, a technical issue, they're calling it a technical issue, was causing some Wells Fargo customers to see missing deposits in their accounts, the bank said Friday. In response to complaints on Twitter, right? Wells Fargo representatives said that the issue may be leading customers to see incorrect balances, or missing transactions, but that their accounts, and I quote, continue to be secure. Now, what? You mean to tell me these people are missing their direct deposit that they know every 2 weeks, bi-weekly, monthly, every week, weekly? These people are missing their money, right? And they know that they don't even really think twice. Hey, I wake up, I know my money's there, I'm going to use my card. They know that their money's supposed to be there, right? And now it's not. And you want these people to believe that their account is secure. Y'all, in response to complaints on Twitter, Wells Fargo representatives said that the issue may be leading customers to see incorrect balances or missing transactions, but that their accounts, and I quote, continue to be secure. I'm sliding my seat back, y'all. Wells Fargo said in a statement on Friday afternoon, which what is right now, basically, right, that it was aware that some customers, and I quote, direct deposit transactions are not showing on their accounts. Here's a statement by Wells Fargo. We are working quickly on a resolution and apologize for the inconvenience. Okay. That's pretty much what they're saying, y'all. Okay. So what are your thoughts on that story? How safe is our money at the bank? Okay. How safe, and a lot of people do that, Captain. And I don't want to say that's right or wrong because a lot of people do it. I can't tell you what to do. You know what I'm saying? But even with that, if something were to happen to it at home, even then, it's still a loss. So how safe is our money at the banks? What do we do in this situation when you have no choice but to get direct deposit? But then you have a situation like this, which is not necessarily common, but again, human error. Or is it some type of other area, y'all? I don't want to, speculate, but I don't know. I've talked about the threat of cyber attacks. Is this some type of cyber attack? I'm going to take a sip of coffee on that one. Wow, what happens in a few months, Junior Mustang? Tell me what happens in a few months. You said we only have a few months to get our money out. What happens in a few months? What's really going on, y'all? What do y'all think about the Wells Fargo news? I read an article and I was trying to find it, but a customer was saying that because our water is next. What tell me what you mean by that. I didn't quite understand that. Y'all, I lost my train of thought. What was I just saying, y'all? I can't remember what I was just saying. But my point is, how safe is our money at these banks? One story, the first story I just talked about, you had a whole bank fail, right? They claimed several factors: rising interest rates, customers were making withdrawals. Yes. How do you feel about the Wells Fargo news that I just reported on, where customers did not receive their direct deposit? Tell me your thoughts on that. Again, Wells Fargo is saying it's a technical issue. A statement on the company's mobile app. Also, put that on our community tab so that you can see it. They warned that some users might find incorrect balances on their account, which, and I quote, may be due to a technical issue. Wells Fargo tried to reassure their customers by saying, I quote, your accounts continue to be secure and we're working quickly on a resolution. Spokespeople for the company did not immediately respond to a request for comment from USA Today. The bank was trending on Twitter on Friday, which affected customers taken to the social media app. With affected customers taken to the social media app to voice their concerns. It's in the bank, then it's not your money. That's a good point. Okay. So quite naturally, frustrated customers took to social media sites like Twitter to voice their concerns. The website Down Detector. Okay, I have to check that out. I never heard of that. The website Down Detector shows user reports of issues with Wells Fargo website began early Friday morning. Okay. Y'all, how safe is our money at these banks? Okay. One subscriber supporter said that, hey, when the money's in the bank, it actually belongs to the bank. It doesn't belong to us, so it's not safe. Never looked at it like that before, but that is a good point. Anyone have anything to add to or take from what we have shared on tonight? Anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns, y'all? We've been on almost an hour, which I think is about a good time for a live show. I don't want to keep you all too long because, like I said, I do have to run a few errands. I have a very busy day on tomorrow, so I got to get some things done with that. So, y'all, again, what do you do in a case like this where if you're working, you have a job, you have your career, and the only option may be direct deposit? Can you really prevent something like this from happening? There are some people that say, hey, I only keep enough money, just enough in the bank to pay bills, and then the rest you may have on you, whether it's at home, on a mattress, shoebox, safe, however you choose to store your money and keep it safe. But in this case, they didn't even get their direct deposit. No guarantee of when it will be, gotten. What do you think should happen? Should those people receive some type of should they receive any extra money? What if they have automatic debits? Should the bank pay all the debits that they have coming through and reimburse them any overdraft fees? What should happen in this case, y'all? What do you think the bank should do to rectify and make right this situation? What do you think should be done? I'd be curious to know your thoughts, okay? As always, y'all, I want to say thank you so much for supporting the channel. I thought this was a very important financial topic to come on and talk about. Again, how safe is your money at these banks? That's the question I'm asking you. But if I were to answer that question, I would say it's questionable. Is it really safe? Someone mentioned tonight in the comments, there is this whole push to introduce a central bank digital currency to replace the cash system that we have now. And I don't know, is this the beginning of a trickle down effect or a domino effect that we're going to see with banks? And then it's a new way for them to usher in, as one of you all pointed out, is this a way to usher in the whole central bank digital currency agenda? I don't know, y'all. Listen, have a great weekend. Thank you all. Thank you, Junior Mustang. Thank you all. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, supporting, whether you watch now live or watch the replay. I appreciate each and every one of you all. Stay blessed, stay prepared, be safe. You know, so much severe weather is also happening across the country. I see there's more snow and rain expected in California. I got to check the weather forecast for my area here in the South in Georgia. But I do know that temperatures have been cold. I want to say it could possibly, I know it has been raining. I got to check the weather forecast, but please be safe. Check out the many videos that I have here on the channel. Invite your family members or friends to subscribe to the channel. And I appreciate each and every one of you all. Be safe. Thank you. Thank you for your support. If you missed, if you join in late, please feel free to go back and check out the beginning of the video. And listen, I appreciate your support. If there are some other topics going on that I haven't covered yet, you can leave it in the comments. You can post it in the community tab. You can leave a comment on the community tab so that I can check out the story and potentially add it to my next video upload or live broadcast. Okay. All right, y'all. I have a very busy day tomorrow. I do plan on uploading some videos to the channel over the weekend. So stay tuned. You all also know I try to keep you updated on what's going on the community tab. So check that out. There was another train derailment I hear. One that happened in Alabama. There was someone that shared also that there was another one that happened in West Virginia. But again, y'all, I'm asking the question, why are so many train derailments happening? Okay, but we're going to talk about that as well. And I'll give you an update on that. So again, thank you all so much for your support. I appreciate you all. Be blessed. Thank you for taking time out of your Friday evening to tune in and hopefully learn, get some knowledge and information. That way you can make a plan to protect and provide for your family. Okay, I'll see you all next time right here on Andrea Speaks TV.